What's up, Tim?
Hi. Well, nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you again too, man. Welcome to RTR Lab.
Thank you.
Thanks for making the trip out.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting us come out and take a tour here.
Absolutely.
So
Let's
have a lot of fun today.
Let's get into it. We got some cool stuff to show you.
Okay.
We've not opened to public yet, which we will be doing soon. I don't know why we haven't done it yet, because I still feel like we're not moved in. We got poster that's not hung and little things like that, but I think it's about time. So this is the lab is where all the magic happens. Obviously behind some of the closed doors as well, but this is our showroom area. Some very special vehicles from our history here. So basically, customers will be able to come in, check out what's going on in the lab, and check out these cars. And so we'll start with the RTRC. This car, this is our first ever prototype vehicle. Both of these cars launched the RTR brand. We debuted these at SEMA in 2009. This was in the Ford display, and this is with our partners at K&N Filters. So we basically took all of our molds from our race cars in that year and made a completely carbon fiber Mustang. So we dropped about 500 pounds off the car. It's supercharged, carbon HRE wheels, just a lot of. We wanted to show our attention to detail and engineering prowess when we built this car. And so if you look at it closely, like all the seams line up, the carbon, lines up on all the seams across the car. And I got that inspiration from Pagani Zonda. So when we decided to do it, I was like, well, let's make sure we make the lines happen. And so we only built one of these, but it was a big, a very big coming out party, if you will, for announcing the brand. And then this is our first prototype that we built. And I gave it to my father before he passed away. And then he had told me that I had to save this for my firstborn. So this is my son Gunner's car. And when he comes to the shop, he knows that he gets in, makes all the noises, beeps the horn, and very special car here. This was a lot of work and a lot of dreaming, the first real iteration where we could show what we were doing. And then that evolved into this, which is our first ever production car. So 2011 Spec 2. And in fact, this might even be before we even had specs. Yeah. So this was just the Mustang RTR. We didn't even have specs that early on.
Yeah.
So I can't believe I didn't remember that. But yeah, so this was my personal car, and actually my first vehicle I got from Ford as being a Ford driver. So I got that vehicle, converted into our first marketing car, because I didn't have the money to do that, right? It was all still running on a dream. Yeah. And so I turned my personal vehicle into our first production car, and this is what we use for all the marketing, all the sales trips, and all of that. So very special car. I don't think I'll
do to get started, right?
I don't think I'll ever sell that. This is my personal 10th anniversary Spec 5. I absolutely love this car. Some people are very surprised when they see it because it's an automatic. Yes, I have a 10-speed automatic street Mustang. I have plenty of manual vehicles, and I really love the 10-speed and just how the paddles work, and it's just a different, driving experience that I also enjoy. This actually is just built. This customer is actually coming to pick this up. So we just got this done, a Spec 5 for a customer out of Michigan. So he's coming to grab that here soon. And then the RTRX. Which many people know. This is a very famous car of our generation, and one of RTR's claim to fame is special projects. This is actually the big brother to the Unicorn. So we built this car. It was a project with Need for Speed. The vision was to take, RTR's mindset and approach to vehicles and build it in a 69. Like if we were doing 69 Mustangs, back in 69, that's what it would look like. And so the vision was to build a very timeless, give respect to automotive cultures that I'm influenced by, both American, Japanese, as well as European car culture. And then have something that looked very, very period correct, but have, very modern modern to it. So it's got a 5-liter Coyote. In fact, we'll pop the hood on this. So a lot of people think it's it's carbureted, and then when we open it up, it's a fuel injected Coyote. It's had quite the life. I mean, we use this car, and I love it. It's one of my favorite creations, and this was a project that we did, like I said, with a video game. Has been in tons of video games, multiple toys made after it, and it's just a really cool car. Up here we've got the car that I won. This is basically my first Mustang. A lot of people don't know, but I didn't grow up a Mustang guy. I was an import guy, and when Ford came out with the 05 Mustang, I was like, this thing is sick. And it would be, I saw the concept of this car. Some might remember it. It was a yellow GTR concept when they debuted the 05 Mustang. And I was just super attracted to it. And then we bought this car from a dealer. The team I was with at the time bought this car from a dealer for $5,000 over sticker. We built it, debuted it at SEMA. And then, but the first time I drove it in stock form, I just had like these revelations of like, this is what torque is. This is what the V8 experience is. And kind of had like a moment of reflection of like, why was I an import guy through all of like my teenage years and early 20s? I'm grateful I was, because that got me into drifting, but I had realized that I was like being a rebellious teenager and not like wanting what my father wanted. And this car actually is also the reason why I started RTR, because when I got this car, there was nothing that like spoke to me. Like I was looking to like style it and make it me. And I felt that all the styling and the approach to the Mustang was very like old school mindset. It was like the same things you would have done in the 70s, window louvers and 5-spoke wheels and double race stripes up the roof. And I felt that that was a big reason why I didn't like Mustang, or I wasn't attracted to Mustang. And I felt that also that perspective spoke for like my generation. Because at that time, 05, like Mustang wasn't like the cool thing for, my generation and demographic, if you will. And so that was an inspiration point for me of like, okay, somebody needs to do something cool and fresh in this space. And so we debuted that car on the track in 05. So that's when these thoughts started happening, just to give you a little timeline. I won the USA versus Japan in that car, which was like the shot heard around the world in drifting, because the Japanese had come over to the US and whooped us every time, 2003, 2004, and then 05, an American car won. And it was a big representation for, the right equipment, passion, hard work can achieve anything, right? And so that was huge. And in 07, I won the world championship in that same car. And I won my first Formula D event in that car in 08. And then, so 2008, 2009 is when I started being able to have the means to make RTR something. So every dollar that I was making driving and doing the other things that I do, I started to make that investment to be able to build the vehicles and launch the brand that you just saw.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Very special car, and it's been sitting for a while. I do want to refurbish it, and I have a goal of taking this car out and doing a video, this versus the new cars, to just show the difference of the technology and speed and that of the sport of drifting. And so I will be able to take you guys behind this. If you were here a few months ago, would not been able to go behind it, but we'll show you that. But this is, now we're starting to get into like the RTR prototyping and development area. So large 3D printer, parts that are being processed come in, right? You can see some takeoff junk on the ground. And then we've got some 3D printed parts here that were all part of the S650 process. So you can see these are all 3D printed parts. So we basically take them out of the printer. We have a couple other printers in the engineering room, but we basically stitch them together, glue them. Some of them have bolts that fasten them. And then this is how we go through our process. So we get our CAD from Ford. We work very closely with them. We're a strategic partner with Ford, and we get the CAD from them, and then we'll do our designer will design the concepts, and the concepts then go to engineer team to do the surfacing and get it in CAD. And then once it's in CAD, then we 3D print it and test fit everything on one of our mule vehicles, which I'll show you in a minute. And then that's how we confirm fit and finish before we go spend real money on making tools. I mean, I think as you guys know, and hopefully your viewers know, all of our parts are super high quality, injection molded, so that when we make this part and we invest in the expensive tool, we know that our customers are gonna get a perfect fitting part every time they buy it. So
I can be attest to that. I had the grill put on my 2020 F-150.
Cool.
The RTR grill, because I loved it so much after you were there.
Oh, cool.
Years ago when you came by the dealership, I'm like, I gotta have one of those on my F-150. So yes, I can tell.
Cool.
I could say the quality is there.
Yeah, our perspective is like we spend a lot of money on engineering, a lot of investment, I should say. Because my perspective is if you do it right the first time, then it's good forever. And so we don't cut any corners when it comes to engineering and our investments in the products that we bring to market.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're perfect every single time and we've never had a problem? No, but we do everything we can to mitigate it before we go to market. And so nobody's perfect, but we're pretty damn close. So some wiring going on there. So this is where all the magic happens, or the test fitting, and then the customer builds that we do here in the lab. So these are some new flares that we've got coming out. These are actually for the Fun Runner Bronco packages that we've not sold yet, but we're kind of perfecting those. These parts are sold under the Fun Ever Off-Road brand. Just more products, some jigs, products that are in queue to be tested.
Okay.
This is an entire S650 fascia that we did some early testing with, early production samples, so you can kind of see the process, right? 3D printing to first production sample. So these are non-painted. These are parts directly out of the mold. So this is where we confirm, test everything, make sure it's all as visioned before going to the next phase, which is production. This Bronco right now is just getting got some little insight, larger turbos that we just put on it. So we're very early phase of this. This product won't hit the market for a while, but I'm happy to share that
this has had some fun.
Yeah, this is actually our first Bronco. So this is our test mule that we've had. This thing has been to Moab. It's been all over the country, and I have put the miles on it. We test everything that we do. Our complete vehicles are put through the ringer. All of our individual parts, especially when it comes to Bronco, like like for instance the rock sliders, right? Like you can see the whole reason for this kick out, right? Not only is it a great step, but if you get close to something, it will push the truck away instead of getting in the bed. So you can see where we literally tested that hardcore to make sure that it functioned. And you can literally jack the truck up with this. So it's serious beefy part, but it's had some fun.
Bronco, it was on my radar.
It's had some fun. So we'll bring you back in here. So this is where we, when we're doing our secret projects, we have to keep it pretty locked down. So we only have so much space, so we have a divider, and people don't go back here. But this is our first S650. So this was a very early engineering unit, and then once it got done its job at Ford, they sent it over to us so that we could kind of do our work. So you can see all these 3D printed parts that are very early test fits, but again confirming fit, finish, and then any changes that we see or need from this moment would happen in the computer, and then we go to first articles like you see there. Let's see, under that cover is a future project. And then our latest pride and joy, in fact, I'm so proud of this car. This is hands down the absolute best Mustang that's ever been out. The new S650 bone stock is unbelievably impressive, and what our team's been able to do with that car, I'm just like so proud of it. From the, you know, the appearance that we've done, the suspension enhancements we've been able to make happen, and the driving experience is just like so next level. Right now, you know, even though the cars, we've announced the car and launched it in its base, in its Spec 2 configuration, we're now testing some other things, some other wheel sizes, some other suspension components, and, you know, always evolving, right? We have more packages that we're working on developing, and we've only announced the Spec 2 up to this point. Yeah. But if you look at our history, you know, we'll have plenty of other vehicles coming out. So yeah, this is all, you know, prototype, like I said, build area testing. And
is this the one that you had at Carlisle?
Yep. Yeah, this one I had at Carlisle, and this is the one that will actually be at Long McArthur. What is that? The 20 August, do you know offhand?
I don't know the exact date.
August 24th. It's 24th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
August 24th.
24th or 25th.
So. Yep. So we'll be out there for you guys having a big event. I'm coming out, so hopefully we'll see some of you all there. It should be fun, and I understand the Huna truck's even going to be there, so I'll be be really cool to be around that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Spec 2. Have you seen this in person?
Not close up.
Okay. Well, I'll just give you a quick walk around.
You know, I saw you drifting around in it, but
right, like I said, right now we have, if you want, I'm sure you can insert a photo of what the actual production car looks like. But right now we've got different wheels on it. You can see we were doing some track testing a couple days ago. So, but basically what we've done, we've taken the amazing S650 Mustang and we've done RTR treatment on it. And so this year we've changed it up a good amount of the graphics. You know, we had our standard graphics package that kind of applied to Mustangs. It was a very signature RTR style, but this car wanted something different. So we changed it up. We have the RTR signature speed blocks that we use in a lot of our merch. We've used on a lot of our race car liveries. So we kind of bring that, you know, from the front of the car, you know, down the side, and then up, you know, up to the rear quarters, and then it ties very nicely into the duckbill spoiler that we've developed for the S650. This car has the production exhaust on it, but we do have quad tip exhaust that will be available for customers. So this has our tactical performance suspension. So if you look at the car in the stance, even though it's still, you know, sitting on the lift right now, you can see the ride height. Like, it is super low. Wheels are pushed out as far as possible, and we've maxed it out. There's no rubbing. There's amazing quality of ride quality on the street, and on the track, we were able to achieve some great things. On a 2-mile road course, we were able to get up to 2 seconds faster than the base performance pack. So very, very proud of that. You know, a lot of that comes from, or all of that comes from our suspension for the most part, right? The lower center of gravity, increase the damping, stiffer springs, things like that, but still maintain an amazing ride quality.
So now to put this, do you have to get the GT Performance package, or?
No, the Spec GT 2 is available for any GT or EcoBoost. But I recommend the Performance Pack because I like the increased cooling, I like the brakes, and I also like the drift brake, which of course comes with all the performance packs. And you know, myself and Chelsea, my teammate, helped develop that with Ford. So for me, if you're getting a Spec 2, I highly suggest you choose Performance Pack. But you know, customers hopefully know what they want to do with the vehicle, and if they don't really care and they more just want, you know, the increase in suspension performance and the looks, that's fine too.
Yeah.
And then the front is obviously where we probably should have started, but this is where we made the biggest changes in the car. Let me see if I can cue up something here. So our grille lights, again, very big change in our grille lights this year. They, you know, previously they were aesthetic only. This year they're functional. These, you know, they're intakes. So we're calling it, you know, LED grill intakes, and these go direct to the air filters, because this year we obviously have dual intakes of the S650, and so these feed fresh cold air directly into it, which is really cool, and worked out very well. We changed the styling of it. You know, we kind of wanted to give a little bit of love to the tri-bar of the Mustang, but also, you know, make you be able to like visually see air coming in, right? Everything gets larger and then smaller and just funneled right into there. So really, really proud of how that came out. And obviously, you know, the grill. So we have the upper grill, lower grill, our chin, and then our rear corner grills.
Those are all yours.
Yep, which is all, you know, very much in my perspective, or our perspective, I should say, transformed the front end to just look very different, and then have that RTR signature modern aggressive style.
Yeah.
And then as you go down the side of the car, you can see obviously the chin, and then we've got our rocker splitters there, which also, you know, help with that modern aggressive styling, but also give a lot lower visual appearance. And so, you know, we have lowered the car, but that also, that with the chin, also give a greater, you know, lowered appearance.
Yeah.
And then of course our hood heat extractor. So, you know, the production Mustang has that. We got a little bit more aggressive, a little larger, and this is functional. As air flows here, it will suck hot air out of your engine bay. So super cool. We did earn a bit more front downforce with the larger chinner, with the larger chin. The car is just amazing to drive. It's amazing on the street. It's amazing on the track, and it's ready to rock. You know, it's fully adjustable. So the car will come directly from your guys' dealership with a very neutral balance, but like a little bit of understeer at the limit. And but very easily you can change it for oversteer balance for drifting, or just a completely neutral balance for road course or twisties. And you know, if you are to put stickier tires on it or things like that, you have the adjustment in the vehicle to be able to, you know, to help it turn and or whatever suits your style. You know,
pretty cool. We actually have some, hopefully soon, released from Ford and be on our way to us. We got 5 stock ones coming in, most GTs. So
cool.
I think I got 1 EcoBoost and 4 GTs stock ones coming in that we could, hopefully when we get the kits from you, we can put
ready.
them on. Yeah,
that's awesome. So, no, we're so pumped for that. You guys do a great job.
When are your kits going out to dealers, or are they already?
I think right now, I think we're looking at a October delivery for customers.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, we've got all of our parts coming in. We're just waiting on a few longer lead time things, but right now October is the date. We're trying to shorten it, but that's our safe bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you said, get it right.
Yep, exactly. So over here is all where all the motorsports activities happen. So this is all the Formula Drift cars that are getting prepped. In fact, we can come over here to mine. So Chelsea and James Dean's car, I think. Chelsea is second in points right now, and I think James is fourth, so both still fighting for a championship. This is my car, yay! So I took a break from competitive drifting last year, and then when I saw the S650 and I knew it was coming out, I'm like, I gotta go back, I gotta drive one of these. Once I saw what we were doing with them and the enhancements we were able to make with them, I was like, I'm coming back to drive for a few rounds. So I've been splitting duties with Adam LZ. Adam did 4 rounds. I've done 1 so far in Atlanta, and I qualified first and won first, straight off the couch, which was cool. And Adam also won New Jersey in this car. He got his first win this year with us, which was super cool and something that we're super proud of. But yeah, that's the winningest car in Formula Drift this year. How about that? How about that, guys? The winningest car in Formula Drift right now. Yeah, so two wins, pretty cool. But yeah, so these, you know, just a little look at our car. Not many people get this close and personal with them, but people are like, well, how much Mustang is it? Well, it's all Mustang. I mean, it's literally complete Mustang unibody that we, you know, cut and lightweight a bit, but mainly prepare it for safety and crash damage. We have factory, you know, subframes in here that we do modify a little bit. We have a quick change in the back of the car, and we do move some of the suspension points to help the car be as fast as possible in drift. We do make our own steering angle kit, so you can see all this beautiful billet. don't mind the surface rust here. We keep this uncoated because it allows us to keep an eye on any damage. That's why a lot of our billet stuff is uncoated, just so that we can keep eyes on it for cracks and things like that. And powder will hide some of that and some of the, especially the aluminum bits. But you know, our BC coilovers, which are, you know, 3-way adjustable, fully, you know, super tuned for what we do. And this is actually, you know, we take this technology and our understanding of that and build this into our coilovers and our adjustable damper kits, which coilovers are optional for the Mustangs, but we have our, you know, very good, more look like a factory housing that have adjustment and more performance inside of them. So this is a 455 cubic inch race motor from Ford Performance and Roush Yates that Wilkins Race Engines builds for us. It makes about 900 to 1,000 horsepower naturally aspirated, and then we shove about 300 horsepower worth of nitrous in the intake, or in the intakes, I should say. And that gets us about 1,300-ish horsepower at the tire. So these cars are absolutely nuts. All this body was made in-house. We started doing some of our own carbon fiber and carbon Kevlar bodies, which has been an interesting process to learn in-house. We actually had a supplier not deliver in time for us. So one of my guys was like, well, we're just gonna do our own. I'm like, oh, we're gonna do our own, and then here we are. So got such
about supply issues.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we got such a good group of talented people here that the fabrication and just the mindset and ability to do anything is really inspiring for myself. So yeah, just you know, some other stuff back here. This is cool. Have you ever held a carbon drive shaft before? Feel that bad boy.
Oh,
right? Yeah. Super light. I mean, the only weight is the aluminum on the side.
Yeah, I'd say it went a little that way, but
yeah. So these are from our friends at the Drive Shaft Shop. Just taken out for inspection. You can see where we've circled a couple little things, and then they'll send out to Drive Shaft Shop. That is very cosmetic, so it won't. There's no damage done to it, but everything gets inspected. So race cars come back, they get completely torn apart and get inspected. You know, we run very short durations, but it's 100% load the whole time. I mean, the cars are just beat on and beat on. So
you guys get close to each other.
yes, we do. Yeah, and accidents happen because, like I said, we're not perfect. So, but yeah, so that's that. Let's see. This is our Fab. I mean, we can show you the Fab Shop if you guys want to see that.
Sure.
There's our technical director's office. He's a mad scientist, so it looks like a mad scientist works there. This is our Fab area. So this is the chassis table that all the race cars are built on. That's a small machine shop over there. These are two of our exhibition vehicles, the S650s that are finishing being built. And then we've got a clean room here, which is where all the gears, the transmissions, all the stuff that needs to be in a clean room is inspected and worked on. That's the dirty room, grinding, cutting, all that fun stuff, welding table. And then this is a representation of our massive growth. We had to take up some of the shop for sorry, how do I say it?
Post-production.
No, this is where we would, assembly. There you go. Some of our parts do not come fully done. Some of them need work. Like a couple of them will be a manufacturer from here, a manufacturer from there. So this is where we do our final assembly, boxing things up before they go out into the warehouse. Oh, okay. And so this used to be done in the warehouse, but we're running out of space. So we got to build another building, which is crazy. I mean, when I bought this facility, I'm like, there's no way we're ever going to need all this space. And it's like we're busting at the seams because we just have so much going on, which is great. This is our top secret room, which we can't go in right now, but in there is also 2 paint shops, our carbon facility, as well as our complete vinyl facility. But there's always something going on here that we can't let everyone into.
Over here under a cover, so
yeah. Yeah, well, what I can tell you is that's a truck. But beyond that, you'll have to wait. And then that, of course, that's another project. That is not a truck.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's our Focus RS that has a complete built mountain motor in it. And I built this. We did some stuff at SEMA with it, and have had a lot of fun with that vehicle. And then, of course, my Foxbody, the Fun Haver Fox. So that's kind of like the village bicycle. I let all my friends and our team's allowed to drive it and have fun with it. And so, but yeah, it's one of the fan favorites of all the cool stuff that's here. Everybody loves the Fox, so and of course I do as well. So,
there's supposed to be. This is a project with Ford, right?
Correct.
So you're working real closely with Ford on many projects, right?
Oh yeah. No, I've been working with Ford now for 2007 on an official level. So yeah, a lot of years. But yeah, now we've been doing a lot of cool projects with them in electrification and just in general, great partners. Really love the group over there and the teams that we work with, both on the Ford Performance side and the brand teams. We've been very involved in Bronco and obviously Mustang, and just quite a great synergy and mindset and approach to things. And we're just great compliments to each other. And I think they like our nimbleness and our approach to the market and in general. And yeah, we just do a lot, from video content to vehicle builds to demonstrators to obviously motorsport initiatives.
And I heard that here in the near future, they're going to be able to get a Mustang and go right to where they can put the builds, like we're talking about in the Mustangs, before shipped out to dealers. Is that true?
So that for us is something that, so our business model has been dealer installed forever.
Yeah.
And I did that because I mentioned, I launched in 2009. Well, that was after the 2008 crisis. And I was trying to be as efficient as possible for the dealers. So the business model allowed the dealers to pay their service centers as well as, make some margin on the vehicles. Well, now, everybody just seems to just want the vehicles to be done. So we are working on a program where basically vehicles will leave the plant, go to an upfit facility right by the plant, and then ship straight to the dealer from there with a complete RTR. So that'll should be starting very early next year. That's our goal. So we're working through all that, which is which is an amazing thing for us, an amazing thing for you guys. It just makes it easier. And the space has changed since 2008, and there's a demand, and you guys just want vehicles to come and get them off the lot, or dealers, I should say, want them to come and go off the lot rather than come and build, because you guys our experience is also that dealerships have, so much other work. Because they've been marketing a lot of the service work with some of the vehicle supply demand. So now the service centers are so busy and can't build the vehicles. So,
or if you got a customer because pre-ordering right now is a big deal of getting it ordered, they'll build the way you want. So if they know ahead of time, this is what I want, I want the RTR right away, then they can do it that way. Or if they see one on our lot and go, ooh, I could add it. So then we have that option of either or, right?
Absolutely,
so, cool.
Yeah, and these are actually the wheels that belong on that car. So I just wanted to show you guys. So we actually, we're testing some different coatings, and these just got repowder coated because we were actually able to damage a coating with a high chemical. So we ended up there's a new coating that we'll test, just final on that. And then these will be going on that car here in a couple hours. They just got back, and we'll do final test, and then
cool,
rock and roll with it. It is a new color. This is what we're calling a hyper charcoal. Okay. We've always had the matte charcoal, but this is our new color that's coming out with S650 this year.
Cool.
So so yeah, that's any questions for me? That's my brain dump walking around here.
No. Okay. So question: what are you driving?
So today I drove my Ford Lightning here. Because my son's car seat was in that, because we took a trip to the flea market the other day to get some stuff, and so his car seat was in that. But my dailies switch between Raptor Bronco, I'll take the Spec 5 often, and then I have a Mach-E GT or the Lightning. So those are my four current, like, depending upon what's going on, that I'll drive.
I saw Lightning out there with some RTR wheels on it. So we actually drove to the airport before flying here in my Lightning. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I like it.
It's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So it's and everybody's the EV is everybody's not everybody's ready for that, but
yeah, it's interesting. Look, you see my 1,300 horsepower Mustang. It was nothing but gas burning cars here. So I was originally like, electric ain't it, for me. But after we built the Mach-E 1400, it just completely changed my life and perspective.
Yeah.
And so I got a Mach-E GT. After that, I bought a Mach-E GT. And I can't believe how much I love it. Like, I still can't believe it's even coming out of my mouth. Yeah. But I absolutely love it. It's just so fun to drive. It's comfortable. It cost me $8 to fill up, And so I have a complete different perspective of EV than I did before. And like the thing that I like to share with people that are like, oh, EV's not it. It's like, yo, you don't have to get an EV. It's like no one's forcing you to do it.
Yeah.
My perspective is that if you are a 2-vehicle family, there's zero reason not to have an electric vehicle, because it's just the efficiency in the end.
Yeah.
Like I said, it cost me $8 to fill my car.
Yeah.
So, but I don't. It's tough to speak on the political details or what it does for the climate or those types of things. But from purely an enthusiast and a car guy perspective, they're fun, they're comfortable. For me, after racing all weekend, I love getting off the airplane, going to the parking garage and pressing a button and it driving me home, Blue Cruise, and it's quiet, like it's a peace of mind.
Yeah.
It does make noise, but it's just you hear different things, and it's not a screaming V8, but again, it's a good contrast. And so for me, I've grown appreciation for them. And I think as technology gets better and once, batteries get lighter, the performance benefits over internal combustion are like not even a discussion. You just have to be able to get there to make that power for the weight before it really becomes something. So, but it's cool and it is interesting, and everyone's always going to have an opinion on it. But like if you haven't driven one, that's when it all changes. It's like it's really easy to be behind a keyboard and act like you hate them until you experience them. And so for me, I think I will always have an electric car in my personal fleet.
Yeah, we have one now, and so sometimes it's a hard to choose between that or the Bronco.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they're both fun to drive, but yes, so we have an EV, so we're bought into Model E as well as a dealership, so we're going to be a Model E dealer. And
very cool. Well, they're doing awesome stuff. I talk to Doug Field often, who is the lead over at Model E, and they've got some amazing things working and coming, and they've got some great talent on the team now, and just some really cool stuff coming. So it's smart of you guys to be on that train.
Anyway, all right. Well, thank you very much. Maverick.
What about Maverick?
You guys gonna do anything with Maverick?
So we have wheels. We have wheels and a lift for Maverick right now. We have our Tech 6 wheels for Maverick, which the styling allows it to look very good with off-road tires or on-road tires. But we're looking at some stuff. We are doing some current concepts and sketching and looking at what an RTR Maverick might look like and assessing the market and seeing if it makes sense for us. Let me ask you, as a dealer, do you think we should do that?
Yes. So we are, I kind of toot our own horn here, but we are the #3 Maverick dealer in the United States.
Oh, wow.
In sales. So we sold about 400. We sold 400 in 2022 model year. We have 400 orders right now for 24 model year.
Wow.
We've heard from the community. We're kind of big in the Maverick community.
Okay.
On our channel, we do a live stream, and we spend most of the time talking Maverick to Maverick people.
Interesting. Cool.
There are a lot of people lowering them. There's a lot of people that want to customize. It's all about the person wanting to do it themselves kind of truck, and a lot of people getting a truck for the first time are adding all kinds of. They want to customize it. They want to add this, and they want to add a cab spoiler and that kind of stuff, and so it's definitely, I think, something that I think could be something I think RTR could have some fun with. And people would
I love the Maverick. I think it's so cool.
It is an untapped market, I believe. So, but they're itching and looking for somebody to come into that
and do some stuff for them.
So there you go. So
good to know.
Hopefully
Well, I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. Like I said, I literally this week just sat in a review and looking at some cool concepts. So,
and I really, you know, we were talking earlier. I really think you're going to see by the end of this model year, you're going to be able to see some stock ones. And that's another thing, working and being able to get bailment and getting vehicles from Ford. If you're looking at an EcoBoost all-wheel drive, I think by the end of this year, you're going to be able to get free reign of one.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to catch up. We've had conversations with Ford on
production.
People at Ford, I can't say who.
Yeah.
That it looks like, you know, their intent. We won't help. We've had some carryover the last 2 years because of the demand.
Yeah.
But the biggest demand is on hybrid. But those wanting an EcoBoost, a performance like kind of a sport truck,
which would be ours,
then those should be available, I think, by the end of 2024 model year.
Okay, perfect.
Anyway, that'd be
a little insight there.
Yeah, we talk about that in our live streams on Tuesday night, so that's nothing new to the viewers here. But yeah, so I think that'll be fun. But
cool.
Yeah.
No, it's exciting. No, and thank you for that feedback. And you know, we're always looking for that, and you know, really excited to be working with you guys. It's you guys do an amazing job, and you get it, and you get us, and so we're excited. You know, Mustang's coming now, and future product, obviously, you guys will know about. But you know, right now for this current model, we've got Mustang and Bronco ready to go out the door, and obviously, you guys will be a part of that. And so, but we're continuing developing on new oaks. We have Mach-E as well. We don't have one here because I drove my Lightning today, and our test unit is actually my personal vehicle, so it's not here for you guys to see. But.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Sweet.
Well, sounds
well
good.
Thanks for coming out, man.
All right, well, thank you. Do you mind if we end this the way we end ours?
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to stay positive, be kind to one another, and be kind to yourself. We'll see you in the next video.